Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hello out there. I haven't left the house all day. Is it cold, warm?
I haven't left until coming over to see you.
And
it's fine.
all right.
I'd say it's windy. Everybody knows it's windy, except for you. But
Okay. What does that mean?
It was a song.
Oh, everyone knows it's windy except for you?
Well, it's everybody knows it's windy, and then I added the except for you.
Oh, okay. It's a pretty bad song.
Yeah, it sounded insulting when you don't know the song. But it's 37 degrees, so I don't know if that helps.
That's cold.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as it was like last week.
I know when it was 2 and then, hands are numb. I don't own any gloves or a hat.
Yeah.
So I'm just...
Oh, really? We got to get you a beanie, baby.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't look good in them.
Really? I bet you do.
No. I
bet
it rounds out my... I look like an egg.
I bet you do, and someone told you didn't.
Who?
I don't know. Someone must have told you didn't, and then you thought you took their word for it.
It was in my past, yes.
Yeah. I bet you look good in a beanie.
All right, we'll find out, everybody. Stay tuned.
I got a cold gripe real quick.
Okay.
This happened to me recently.
I'm listening.
I think if you were there, you would have been right there with me. I get to New York Comedy Club. I'm with Jason Choi, a very funny comedian, and we come in, and there's this guy there that is a conversation trapper. And
have we met him before together recently?
I don't think I've been with
okay.
you and him at the same time.
Okay.
Which means it might be you. You've never been in the same
my alter
room.
ego. Does he have a mustache and wear glasses?
So as soon as I walk in, and it was the coldest day in a long time.
Yeah.
I was shivering, and I even had gloves on. You know that cold that just goes through the gloves, like you shouldn't even be wearing them?
I know, it's like a spirit.
Yeah.
It just haunts you.
So the Casper cold. So I go in and immediately
Maker of the mattress.
I met my maker. Immediately I come down there, and he comes right over to me and starts talking to me immediately. And my face is all red. It's like I'm coming down from how horrible it is outside, and he starts talking to me. I'm like, hey, yeah, great. And I'm taking off all my layers, and I'm like, and then he just keeps talking, and I like don't want to talk about whatever it is. It's about comedy or something. I'm like, man, it's cold out. And he's like, well, it's February in New York. And I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, this is my problem with people who don't know how to have a conversation. Keep it going. Yeah, I know. Don't just shoot you down and make you feel stupid.
You came running over to talk to me, and I give you a nugget to chew on, and you throw it right back in my face.
I know, a little conversation seed to possibly grow
Yeah.
to a big thing, and he just steps on it.
And it's like that Louis joke, if you bring up the weather, you have nothing to talk about. And that's the first thing I brought up.
Yeah, I know. That's my gauge. As soon as I get to the weather, I'm like, I'm done here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you start with other things.
Yeah.
Well, we got to shout out Ronnie Martinez, longtime listener, Patreon member, who sent us a pack of Liquid Death because she said it looks cool, and it does. And we have the box right behind us.
It's so cool.
Yeah, a thing like Rob Zombie's Nightmare.
Yeah. It's I've never had flavored Liquid Death, which I'm really excited about. She's I got to give props to Ronnie. She's a hell of a listener because she knows we want seltzer.
Yeah.
But I think she knows your love of mango.
I know.
And that's a deep cut.
I know.
From a few eps back.
Yeah. So, and this is already cut, which I don't like cutting mangoes. It gets sticky. So.
And people couldn't know this, but whenever we hang out at Joe List's apartment, his fridge is full of Liquid Death. So this has been the drink I've been consuming a lot lately.
I know. My fridge is just filled with regular death. So.
Yeah, I saw that inside that microwave.
No, a microwave. We'll never speak of that microwave ever again. A microwave of doom. I think that microwave is filled with beefarino artifacts.
That microwave looks like the wall after a headshot.
Yeah, what was assassinated? A big bowl of pasta.
Oh, this is great.
I love it. So I got it last night, put it in the fridge last night, been drinking them all day. This is my 10th. That's why the box is so empty.
I want to see how light it is.
I'm going to order
that's definitely half full.
Well, I stacked some in there.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm going to keep ordering these. Thanks, Ronnie. And Ronnie, you sent us a topic we'll get into at the end of the episode, and possibly with a guest contribution.
And we also have, while we're on the subject of Ronnie, we started a new thing where we're shouting out our new Patreons up at the top. But we just started it, so this month we're trying to give an extra shout out to people that have been patrons from the beginning. So I'm going to go in original order here. So thank you to Jenny Marie, Matt Brook, Kevin Ellis, Ryan D, Ronnie Van Winkle, Helena, Elizabeth Amagork, John Chappell, Andy Chavone, Christine, Liv Johnson, AJB, Emily Lee, Patrick Seaman, Eric Aspera, Miles, Ollie, Dr. Deb, Cara B, Graham Carr, and new Patreon member Ryan Stern.
Ryan Stern, thanks for joining. And I see your parents still haven't.
My parents still haven't rejoined.
They haven't paid their credit card off. Maybe they need their own Patreon to pay off Citibank.
I saw your smile while I was reading it. I was like, I know what's coming.
Your parents have been able to be on the episode.
I know. I smelled it a mile away like the inside of your microwave.
That's no candle. That's old pasta sauce.
Those aren't pillows.
No, that's my favorite line ever. Oh, my God. So speaking of Joe List, Liquid Death, been hanging out with him, we walk around Astoria together, the three of us. It feels like we're hanging out with our dad. You know, he's like taller and older than us, and we skip around him. And
yeah, it's like those comedians in cars scenes where they show the two comedians walking around the block and they're laughing, but then you never hear anything. That's what it feels like.
My favorite one of those is Brian Regan's, by the way.
Oh, yeah, we can see his face, and you have no idea what he's saying.
And he's doing act outs where he's like stretching on the sidewalk. I always wonder, what are they saying?
I know.
But that's what it's like when we walk around the block, and he's like a dad where he expresses his disappointment,
Yeah.
Because we were at Grove and he comes in. I didn't see him in a week, and I go, Joe, and he sits down. I'm like, your beard's big, and then he leans over to you. You're sitting on the other side of me, and he goes, can we switch seats?
It was so funny. Yeah, big.
He didn't even acknowledge what I said. He just processed it, leaned over to you across from me, and asked if
you and I would switch.
Oh,
seats.
you and I would switch seats. Yeah.
Yeah, because you were in the middle.
I was in the middle.
Stuck in the middle with you, and that was a fun hang. A lot of good laughs. Then we went back to my apartment. This was a big deal for me.
Yeah,
I've been able to host you a couple of times, which is always fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I have, for people that don't know, Joe is my next door neighbor. He's on the same floor as me. Is terrified to go in my apartment because of the cat. I don't know why he thinks the cat's going to attack him or anything. If she goes after people, it's nothing more than a normal cat does.
Yeah.
So he's terrified of my cat, and I'm like, I really want to host Joe. He's the reason I have this apartment.
That's true.
He's changed my life. I love him so dearly. And while we're walking over, we're just riffing, and then pizza comes up in the conversation, and we're all like, "Hey, let's get a pizza." And then I jokingly said, "It's not delivery." And then both of you would have thought I brought out some crack in an alley. You perked your heads up, and you're like, "Yeah, let's get DiGiorno."
And we were by a grocery store.
We were right by the grocery store. We go in there, and
you have never had DiGiorno.
I have.
That's what made us go in and get it. I think.
Yeah.
Is you were like, I never had it. We're like, how have you lived this long?
I know. And then I wanted.
Why? Have you had different frozen pizza or?
I've had different frozen pizza.
Okay.
And if I've had DiGiorno, I didn't know it was
because
DiGiorno.
you thought it was delivery. This Domino's is great. I don't know why it came frozen in my fridge.
So we go get it, and Joe's petitioning for cheese. You're petitioning for 2 pies, and I'm petitioning for pepperoni.
Yeah, I know between the three of us, we'd go through 1 pie pretty fast.
Yeah,
we wanted to.
So we get the pepperoni and the cheese, run over, and I can't believe it, but Joe agrees for me to make it in my apartment.
Because he thought his wife would be naked or something. He didn't want us to go in without giving his wife a proper heads up.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, this might be it. I make them in our apartment, and in my apartment, and Joe comes over. We watch wrestling. We're making fun of wrestling. Pizza comes out. He's worried the cheese is too doughy that we're gonna, all have diarrhea the next day.
All right. Which was rough going for me. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
I was fine.
So, okay, I got 2 points before you finish here. Congratulations for Joe coming over to your place.
Yeah.
Has he made fun of you about it, or?
No, I have a nice place.
I know, but while he was over there,
he's surprising. There was nothing he pointed out.
Well, he got upset when your cat went in the litter box.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, sure that stinks.
That cleared out the room, I think.
Ronon's grandma can't trip twice.
So 2 things. So we're walking together. Originally, we were just going to get a walk and get tea. Somebody brings up the pizza idea. Maybe it was you that you wanted pizza delivered. And I had plans. I had a friend from back from school that
that's right.
That I had tentative plans or basically plans with. And I said, we had plans for 8 in Long Island City, which isn't that far of a drive. So I'm like, as soon as we talk about pizza, I'm like, maybe I should push it to 8:30. Right now it's 7:30, or maybe it was 7.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably 7. I'm like, we got to wait for the delivery, and then we got to eat it. And, so I'm like, all right, let's push it to 8:30. She was like, that's fine. Then we decide on DiGiorno's. We get to DiGiorno's. We go back to your place. We sit down, and I'm like, oh, it's got to be a little longer. I go, how about 9? And the friend says, okay, that's fine, whatever. A little late. And and then Joe comes over. We have Comedy Central on. Joe goes, this stinks. Let's watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right. So we put on this old wrestling. And then I'm like, this is going to be an all-night hang. We got pizza. We got wrestling. So I text my friend. And it's so hard for me to cancel plans. It hurts my stomach, and
right.
Even asking.
That was the doughy cheese.
That was the dough, yeah, and the cheese. It hurts my stomach. I'm going, oh God, I got to cancel plans. We're gonna be hanging out all night and all this stuff. And so I go, hey, and I think I even go, oh, and you go, what's the matter? I go, oh, nothing. I text my friend. It was so hard. I go, can we do another day tomorrow? They go, oh, fine. So as soon as I send that text, Joe goes, I think I'm going to go home soon.
I forgot about that.
Literally, I said, tomorrow works better for me. And then Joe goes, yeah, I want to go home and shower. I think I'm going to watch a movie with my wife. And the pizza's not even done yet. Or maybe we just started eating.
We were eating at that point, but yeah.
We were eating at that point. So I got so it was the rush of adrenaline to cancel plans, and then just the confusion of what the hell's just happened? What did I do this for? What did I put myself through misery for?
You guys were gone at 9:30.
I know. I could have made the plans. Well, I could have left earlier. I made him stay longer. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah,
because I just canceled the plans. I made him stay a half hour longer than he wanted to.
It was a great hang. It was worth it.
It was. I guess an extra 15 minutes with Joe. I could have
I was there too.
I didn't have to cancel plans, and you
whatever.
And the cat. Yeah,
I made the pizza.
And you made the pizza and
paid for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did too.
Yep.
Well, I saved you. You were like, don't eat anymore, and I was like, all right.
Well, you're a garbage disposal. I had to make sure that Joe got his slices.
No, I thought you wanted slices.
I did too. We all ended up having I think the same amount.
I had 3.
Yeah, I think I had 3.
And how many were left? Did you have some for tomorrow?
I had 1 slice left when everyone left.
Oh, see, that's why we got to get the 2. I was right about the 2.
You were right about the 2.
Okay, all right.
No one fought you on 2.
All right. Well, I'll next.
How was your 2 the next day?
It was more like a 3. There's a 1 and a 2 at once.
A 1 and a 2.
So, oh my God. Oh, so the other thing I wanted to say in relation to anxiety and all that, watching wrestling, we looked up the ages. So we watched the old wrestling that's on, what is it, Peacock or whatever?
Yeah.
From 1992. It was Macho Man, some other
Ultimate
guy.
Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. And then we watched this guy who's like a accountant or something. And
you had Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect.
oh, they were around, yeah. But they weren't in the match. They were like standing on the sides.
Yeah, they did some stuff.
And then the one with the IRS guy, his name is Erwin R. Shyster, but he's
and Money Man.
and Money Man, he's just a dollar sign. That's how uncreative people were back then. Or you didn't even need to be creative back then.
Yeah.
What's up? What people do? They have money? All right, you're the money guy.
I was hanging out with Joe last night, and he put on wrestling again to see if he could recreate it. And it had it showed a bunch of wrestlers talking to the camera in sequence really fast. And it was just the worst gimmicks I've ever seen. I'm the stapler guy, you know? I hold a stapler when I fight. And, they call me the Matchbox.
That was really wrestling?
No.
Oh.
But it sounded convincing.
Yeah, I'd believe it. So we look up how old these people are, and they're like in their late 30s, 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one guy, the Dollar Man, was like 50. He looked like a
50 Cent.
Sitcom dad, yeah. Well, he's hanging upside down.
Yeah, when they pinned him, they broke a 50.
When they pinned him, 2 quarters rolled out. But we look up how old they are. One of them's my age. They're all older than me. They're either my age or older.
Right.
And wrestling's fake. I mean, I don't think there's any debate about that. But you can we're watching, literally they're falling down, they're grabbing each other's necks. You hear like slapping, and I'm like, I wake up wrong, my neck hurts. These people are older than me, jumping on each other's backs, and
yeah, they're bouncing around off the cables and everything. They're balancing on the ropes, which is insane.
They're hitting each other with chairs.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fake it, but maybe it's cushioned.
And Joe pointed out something I've never, because you and I weren't big wrestling fans growing up.
No.
But I enjoyed watching it that night. I've never really seen it before. When they're in the holds, he's like, that's them resting. And I never caught that.
Yeah, that's them taking a break when they're like, ugh.
Yeah. And when they came on, you called them all fat.
They all were chunky.
But they're all just ripped. They're all huge men. That's what they are.
Well, I think like men now.
They came on and you're like, look at all these fatzos. And Joe's like, what? Look at these guys.
They don't have shredded abs. They have like bulging stomachs.
But that's like a football player.
I could tell they were strong, but I was expecting like silky abs and
silky.
I don't know. I was looking forward to abs. These are just bellies. They look like me. It could have been me. They're my age. If I took human growth hormone and did cocaine, I'd look like them.
And that actual night, I was in the kitchen making the pizza, and I heard you go, oh! And I went, what happened? You're like, I sat down wrong.
No, that was me canceling the plans.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, I just couldn't think of an excuse.
All right, that makes more sense, because I was like, is he like that old? What's happening?
No, that was me going, tomorrow, baby.
Oh, man. So funny.
Oh, my God. Oh, so the other thing about wrestling, Joe kept being like, isn't this fun? We're like, yeah. He's like, I thought we'd riff. And I'm like, what is it a riff? It's the same thing. It's just people groping each other.
Well, we were riffing and having a good time, but he was immediately in his head that he made us watch something we didn't want to watch. I'm like, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. But he would, every time there was a lull, he'd be like, do you guys hate this? Do you hate me?
And every time something cool happened, he would go, come on, isn't this great? Oh, come on. And you're like, yeah, it's great.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I did have a lot of empathy for those guys. And we looked them all up. Half are dead.
Almost all but one.
Almost. Actually, yeah.
They're
they're all dead.
Yeah.
This is in 92, everybody. 20 years later. These people are like in their 30s.
30 years later.
30 years later. Oh, shoot. Oh my God. Well, one guy died when he was 39. The British
Yeah.
Bulldog,
Yeah.
who Joe kept saying looked like an attractive woman.
Oh, it was so funny. God, that was the best bit of the night. He's like, man, look at these chicks. They're so hot.
Just two men. Oh man. So check out old wrestling if you're into that. I don't recommend it. I don't know.
I had a good time. Watch it with friends. It's always fun.
Feel bad for those people. I have too much. I could watch football, watch them smash their heads. I'm like, all right. Watch these guys like fall on their elbow. I'm like, oh God.
Right.
Their elbow, their cartilage.
Oh, man. Put the cartilage before the horse.
I know. And then everyone's like, oh, I don't want to get too much into this. Stupid. But when Joe called it perfectly, he's like, watch this. The ref got accidentally hit.
Oh, man.
And this
so funny.
The referee in the wrestling is supposed to count the pin. So then Joe's like, watch this. He fell down. They're going to get pinned. So the ref goes, ooh. He's like disoriented. He's walking around the mat, like really hamming up how disoriented he is. Like it looked like a Bugs Bunny cartoon with the birds around his head. He goes, ooh. He's like looking around. And then, of course, the guy
He
gets...
looked like Mr. Magoo. Just couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah.
He was feeling the ground.
And, of course, like, I forget who's wrestling gets pinned. And... the guy's just looking over there. That he turns around and he starts counting, like at I guess technically the fourth beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the guy breaks the pin, and then he goes, and then everyone in the crowd's like, "What the hell?" They're all like getting mad.
That was word for word, folks.
They're all around him. What the hell? They get pinned. And then the ref is like, well, I didn't see it. Boo, 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 boo. And I'm just like, can't they replay this on the screen for this guy? I mean,
Right.
this is the 90s. They had cameras. They had instant replay on NFL. Just play it for them. But they're hamming it up for the crowd, and it's working. These guys are getting so mad. What the heck is the burp, burp? And it was just fun to be on the outside watching people get taken advantage of emotionally.
It was crazy that the entire audience was filled with the Swedish Chef.
It was in Europe. So, all right. So we got that. What else you got going on?
Well, I alluded to this in the bonus and realized I never told you this story. But when I was in San Francisco.
Yes.
A couple weeks ago now.
Oh, right. I've been waiting for this one.
And we went to while we were there, Caitlin. I said to Caitlin, I'm like, hey, we haven't really had a date night in a while where it has no comedy involved whatsoever, or we're not surrounded by comedians.
Yeah.
Why don't we? And we've never gone on a date in your hometown of San Francisco. Well, why don't we do that? And she's like, you know what? I haven't even taken any of my boyfriends on a date in San Francisco. I don't know when the last time I've been on one. Let's do it. This sounds great.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, all right. I had a thoughtful thing. It really resonated. This is going to be great. And then she was like, oh, by the way, it looks like David Tell's in town. And I was like, all right, well, we're going to that too. And
so your day without comedy is filled with comedy and centered around comedy.
I would say no, but it certainly ended. We knew it was ending at the David Tell show. So we had a regular date day and
still comedy,
but not centered around it.
All right. Well, go on.
Dinner and a show, fun dinner. Had a great time. She's the best. The restaurant was fine.
Was it rice-a-roni?
I think it's pronounced Palufo, but and
rice Puloff.
So we go to Cobb's Comedy Club and love San Francisco, by the way. It's a killer town.
Isn't that on Corn Street? Or is it on Pop?
I was just going to say Pop.
You took too long. I was going to give it to you.
Yeah, your joke was corny.
Butter my... I don't know.
Yeah, all right. And there was somebody stalking us.
Don't be salted. Salty.
Nothing on stalking?
Oh, yep.
Way better than salted.
Don't assault me. Come on.
Oh man. Anyways, okay. I just got to get to the kernel of the story here. So we get to Cobb's Comedy Club, killer town in San Francisco.
Did you have the salad?
Oh boy.
Come on. All right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Stick a fork in that salad.
We went to the club. I want to club you. And
sandwich.
we get to the club, line around the corner, like down the block.
Oh,
for
nice.
All the shows are sold out to see David Tell. He had to add shows. There's no way to get in except we know Louis Katz, the opener, and he was nice enough to bring us in the club.
Whoa.
We get in the club, and we're like, yeah, we'll just sit in the back, and we haven't seen David Tell do an hour before. And he's like, sounds great, but do you want to say hello?
Whoa.
And Caitlin, for those of you that don't know, Caitlin's passed at the Comedy Cellar. David Tell is constantly at the Comedy Cellar. And
they overlap?
They overlap. They've seen each other there. And Caitlin's favorite comedian is David Tell. So she'll go down and watch him to the point where he's started to talk to her from the stage sometimes. And they have interactions and stuff. So they know each other. I've never met him. And we go upstairs. And I'm like getting nervous. And we get into the green room. And he's right there. And he goes, oh, hey. I forgot you're going to be in San Francisco. Starts talking to Caitlin.
Whoa.
And it's really cool back and forth. And then I had warned her that she was probably going to be thrown on the show. I was like, he knows you. He's a super nice guy. You're a killer comedian. You're going to be thrown on the show.
I would think that as well.
And she's like, you're an idiot. That's never going to happen. And we get up there, and he's like, oh, hey, I forgot you're going to be in San Francisco. So you want to do time?
What?
And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. And he's
oh,
like,
my God.
perfect. All right. That's good. And then Caitlin goes, thanks so much. By the way, this is my boyfriend, Steven. He's a comedian. He opens for Brian Regan. And I start to say hello, and he goes, all right, so you'll do some time, too.
Whoa, Stevie.
Yeah. And
talk about, like, just find love when you're not looking for it. Find stage time when you're kind of looking for it, I guess, accidentally.
That's the old saying.
Not look for stage time, get the greatest stage time.
That was a great kernel.
Oh, come on. You can't use it twice.
It didn't work the first time. I thought maybe
you can't repop a kernel. It's done. I think all you can do is chew on it till your tooth breaks.
I got that joke stuck in my teeth.
By the way, people, that waitress story from last week where I said you two,
yeah,
one YouTube comment, they were impressed.
Oh wow! Oh shucks. Anyways, so we start talking in the green room. We're having a good time, and then we go downstairs, and Caitlin's on before me, and show starts. Host goes up. He's doing well. Full room. It's the late show. Caitlin goes up, and she starts doing her boyfriend material.
Oh, geez.
And David Tell comes over to me, and he goes, don't let her do that. Hit her back. And
is he making eye contact with you? And
I don't remember. I was freaking out.
Is it like intimate convo, or is he walking by?
He's standing in the hallway looking at me. I don't know if he's looking at my eyes or not. I was freaking out. And then we but this is the main reason I tell this story. Before he offered me stage time, Caitlin thinks this moment here is what got me the stage time.
Okay.
And really proud of myself. I was so nervous to meet him. And we get up there, and he gives the stage time to Caitlin, and Caitlin's like, this has got to be exciting for you, Dave. Like this, there's a line around the block. It's packed. And Dave goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, it seems like a lot of people want to get in that bakery.
Oh.
And he goes, ha! And I'm like, oh my God, that's a David Tell laugh. And then she introduces me, and he throws me stage time.
That was your audition, man.
I was like, I know he doesn't like people sucking up to him. He doesn't take compliments, but he loves jokes. And it was the first joke that popped in my head, and I just said it out loud.
He's just like us.
Yeah.
Well, no one wants to give us compliments, but we like jokes.
That's why we don't take them.
Please, please, please. No compliments.
and everyone's like, you don't have to worry about that.
You're good. We're like, we've never heard of you. So the show went well. Did you hang out after the show with him?
So I do my set, and I do well. I get off, and I had to go to the green room to go to the bathroom. He's up there, doesn't say anything to me, and I'm like, oh my God, he hates me.
But there was laughs though, right?
There was laughs,
okay.
And I realized it's being piped into the green room, and I'm like, oh my God, he hates my stuff. And then I go back downstairs immediately after going to the bathroom. I don't look at anybody. And
did you do Caitlyn material with the can?
I had some. Yes, I did some of that.
Oh, nice.
And I even came up and went, "I'm Caitlin's boyfriend," and it got a laugh for like full. I had to wait for everyone to stop laughing.
Did you go? I'm Caitlin's boyfriend. Goop goop goop.
What, the wrestling crowd member?
No, that's.
And then I.
That ref.
What
the
hell? So watch the rest of the show. David Tell crushes.
I bet.
The best ever.
Nice.
And then we go upstairs and watch him, and I'm like, man, this joke's amazing. And he goes, oh, that joke's old. And then I'm like, I've never heard it. And
he says that to you or on stage?
Says it to me.
Oh, wow.
And then I said, oh, that was funny. And he's like, all right, well, when you're done with the empty compliments. And he's just like deflecting every thing we said about his set being good.
All right.
Which is, from what I'm hearing, his fashion. But it was so cool. And then he said to me, hey, make sure you should hang out at the cellar more. To me, he's like, come by more.
Whoa.
I was like, good God. I mean, I'm there a lot hanging out with friends, but I didn't know I could say hello to you. And then I have been there since, saw him, and chickened out. Didn't say hello.
Did he look at you?
No, he was going straight to the back of the room.
Oh, my God.
And then on Valentine's Day, I go downstairs with Caitlin. We had been doing shows together, and we go downstairs to watch her show, and I'm sitting in the back of the room with Caitlin, and she goes up to the hallway, and he was in the hallway, and he goes, hey, where's your boyfriend? She's like, he's in there waiting to watch you. Like, we were staying to watch you. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And I didn't say hello to him either.
Oh, my God. You just got to be mean to him more often. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like negging.
You got to neg him, yeah.
It was... Yeah, so that's the story.
That's great, man. If you guys don't know, David Tell, when we were growing up or coming up or young or whatever, he was like the funniest comedian. He was like the voice of Comedy Central. He Skanks with the Memories is still one of my favorite albums, and he hasn't really released an album since, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, there's the Roadwork special, and then obviously Insomniac is amazing, but there's no audio album. There's one full special, and then there's Bumping Mics.
Yeah, the Netflix thing. Was that on Netflix?
Yeah.
So my story with him, when I was 18, me and my brother were fans, and we couldn't get into there was only one comedy club in Washington, D.C. It was DC Improv. We couldn't get in because we were too young.
Yeah.
So my big plan was to go to the club and wait around, and maybe he'll walk out. And we could talk to him.
Right.
So then me and my brother do that. We stand around, we linger around the entrance, and then the show lets out. We see all the people walking out of the doors, so we walk in the doors, and then we see Dave come out. Everyone's mobbing him. We're just standing there like gawking our faces at him, and people are like handing him things to sign, and I don't have anything, so I hand him $1, and he signs $1.
Wow!
I still have it. And then he signs $1, and we're just still standing looking at him because we're like starstruck. And he goes, hey, what's going on, guys? And then there's this, I realized there's a woman next to me on the right. And I guess she's like trying to talk to him too. And he's like, hey, man. He says hi to my brother, says hi to me, says hi to the woman. He goes to the woman, who are those guys? She goes, I don't know. He goes, they're not with you? And she goes, no. He goes, all right, let's step over here.
Well, he got rid of you.
I got rid of me real quick. And quite obviously. Quite obvious about it. He's trying to hook up with that girl or I don't know.
Who knows?
So,
Oh, man.
So then the second time I saw him was a little nicer. I was new to, 2013, new in comedy. I only had a few friends. One was Reggie Conquest, who at the time was super poor. Like he really, I don't know how he lived. He could only, sometimes I had to buy him chips and to live, and then poker chips. So now he's doing great. He's on HBO.
Killer comedian.
He's at the Cellar.
He's so funny.
So, but at the time he was like completely destitute, and he would hang out at the Comedy Cellar because his friends were there, Keith Robinson and stuff. So he knew Dave from there, and we went to 7-Eleven, me and him, to get hot dogs or whatever. And and then we look, and Attell's behind us in the line, and he goes, Reggie, what are you getting? And he's like, oh, I'm getting some hot dogs. He's like, get some more stuff. And Reggie gets some candy bars, and then Dave Attell pays for it.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't pay for mine, but you got Reggie.
Well, he saw your dollar and it had his signature on it, and he's like, Reggie, let's go talk over here.
Reggie, you want to meet me by the Slurpee machine? Get away from this creepy guy.
You were like, with the dollar?
I ask him to sign everything I'm buying. Can you sign this pack of gum?
Yeah. Can you sign my Milky Way? Can you make it out to Andrew's stomach?
Oh my God! Well, that was a great story, man. I'm glad maybe you could be buddies with it. Maybe you can invite him over for DiGiorno's. Make two, and then.
Sorry, I just pictured him on my couch watching wrestling with us,
getting upset about the cat pooping on the box.
My cat's great. I think if there's any comedian I know,
cat's great. He does that smelly, awful poops.
Yeah, well, that's how I know she's she's humble. She knows her poop stinks.
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe she doesn't. We do though.
We know. Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of not stinky, this is really good. I'm almost done with mine.
Oh yeah, I'm almost done.
It looks like beer.
Oh yeah, that's what they're going for.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know? That's the joke.
It was supposed to be like heavy metal themed because there's a skull. And,
well, did you see the Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah. I was with you.
Yeah, well, you might have been busy
canoodling.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah,
we're running out of time.
We will.
Let's get into topics, and then we can get back to the Super Bowl.
All right, but I want to finish this point.
Okay, sorry.
They had commercial for it at the Super Bowl where a bunch of kids are hammering them down, and then the pregnant mom's drinking it, and it's like rock music, and they're like, "Rah!" and everyone's acting all crazy like they're hammered, and then it stops and it goes, "It's just water."
Oh.
Yeah. So the joke is it looks like beer, and
maybe that's why Ronnie likes it.
And Joe, who's sober, can have a can, crack one open, and be pounding them back. And he's just hydrating.
I know we had that photo with, I think it's Regan and Tony Deo's son.
Yeah, Carson.
Isn't he drinking this or something?
Yeah.
All right. I remember when we were watching TV with Joe, I was like, hey, remember that? And you're like, yep. And no one else can. I don't know. Was that not a good moment? Or
was that with Joe?
I was telling that story to you and Joe, and everyone just stopped listening to me.
Well, they can't all be winners.
They can.
They can't.
They aluminum can.
Oh man! All right. I will. I'm checking our Instagram here. Okay, we have a topic from Might Be Slightly. They are anxious about taking their family to Disney World in a few weeks.
Oh, that's the topic?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's pre-vacation anxiety.
Well, that's the same.
Well, I don't know. What's the subject? All right.
What's different about the two things?
Well, the thing is the thing.
I wanted you to explain how pre-vacation anxiety is different than being anxious.
Well, it's a topic sentence. Pre-vacation anxiety, and then the paragraph Anxious about taking my family to Disney World. It's two things.
It's the same thing.
All right,
It's
whatever.
the same thing, and you know it.
Agree to discord. So
Discord.
Cord.
We're having Discord. Discord on the cob pod.
That's good. Put some stickers in there, and
I've been trying to find a way to incorporate the stickers this whole time.
I forgot what they're called. Knobs with the sticks on them.
Handles.
Handle.
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Get a handle on them.
Handle on my Discord. So, Disney World, okay. Anxious about traveling. I don't know what you're anxious about. COVID, maybe. I don't know. The rides, those scare me. There's a lot of anxiety at Disney World. Plus the things, the giant things, the people dressed like
the mascots and whatever, the characters.
Yeah. Those things are freaky.
Some of them are terrifying because their eyes are so big and they don't blink. And
I'm worried about those people in there. How can they breathe?
The mascot's eyes are so weird because they don't blink. They kind of look like you and your brother are waiting for a tell. Just staring.
Yeah. Tell me something.
Something.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it.
Have you ever been to Disney World?
Yes.
Oh, me too.
You have?
Yeah, I got a story about it. My family tells us every Christmas, but I went with my grandfather and my family, and we went on the Pirates of the Caribbean, like in the 90s, and I was like young, and it was just me on the boat. Like I got on the boat, and then it took off right away, so my family was behind me. So I was like on the boat by myself. So
oh no!
I was like, "Woo! I'm independence."
Oh sure, of course.
So I started like touching the stuff. I don't think you're supposed to, like touching the robots.
Yeah.
And at one point, I saw it was going around a curve. I got up, walked on the beach, and jumped back in the boat.
Oh my God!
I know. And I'm
you
like,
could do everything in the 80s.
yeah, I know. Wrestling and jumping off a ride. So then I'm like, man, what a rush. That was awesome. And we get to the end of the boat, and there's all the staff waiting for me.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize this, but there's cameras in the thing. I didn't know there was. I didn't know there was cameras in there. There was a camera. Oh, they all saw me get out of the boat and walk on and then jump back in the boat.
Oh, my God.
And, of course, the boat comes with my family. They're like, what's going on here? And they're like, your son exited the craft. And they asked us to leave, and I think I got banned. I'm like super paranoid or traumatized from the whole experience. I think they asked me never to come back.
To the park?
To the park. I think I'm banned there forever.
Wow.
I know, because just jumping out of the thing and jumping back in.
That's the most rebellious thing I've ever heard you do.
I know. I was all hopped up. I was like 14, hopped up on hormones.
What year is this?
I don't remember, but it was before the movie, because I remember when the movie came out, I'm like, I'm not seeing that. I'm too traumatized. I'll get PTSD.
Have you seen it?
I did. It was good.
It's great. Do you remember that scene where the one...
I think
where the kid jumps out
and jumps back in.
Jumps back in. All the red coats are ready for him.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't remember exactly when this was. I think it was the late '90s. Actually, it's probably mid '90s. I don't remember. I was young, but I don't remember when it was.
Right.
I was young enough to be stupid enough to jump off a boat and jump back in, which I don't think is that big of a deal. I would never do it again, you know.
Right.
But I would.
It's so unlike you.
Yeah, I know. I think it was just like that rush of freedom, you know.
Right.
Oppressive Catholic school, and you know, I didn't have a car, and you know, all I could do was go to school and go home and watch Pokemon or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, my own boat. Let me jump off and jump back in. I think it was like a drug, you know, like
you were like a pirate.
I was a pirate. I was on the high seas. The high stream.
You were hopped up on high sea.
Yeah, probably. Luckily, it was the last ride of the parks, or like it was at night. So.
I don't know if this is helping. Might be slightly his anxiety.
Well,
Now
might
that-
be.
now-
Don't
now
jump
their-
off.
Now
Stay
their
on the boat.
children might be
Well,
tied to the boat.
Stay in the boat with them.
Yeah, don't rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby.
Yeah, I think like vacation is stressful.
Vacation, all I ever wanted.
Yeah, had to get away.
Oh, sorry for slapping.
That's okay.
Did you hear that in the headphones?
Not really.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I think not cramming too much in one day is important. Making sure everybody's hydrated, fed, and well rested, because you're going to be walking around all day. You're going to be consuming nothing healthy at the park.
Yeah, and sunscreen. I would recommend that. 'Cause
Sunscreen.
That sun in Florida really burns your bubble.
And the water. Get as much water as possible, and pace yourselves. And try to maybe there's a checklist of so everybody can get something they want to see or do in.
Yeah. What's on a checklist? Beef and ground.
Did I say Chuck?
Yeah. Ground chuck.
Up Chuck.
Woodchuck.
Yeah.
On the checklist, it's ground wood.
Yeah, I would chuck this joke. But
This joke looks past its expiration. A little smelly.
there's corn in this joke.
Oh, God.
So yeah, that's my advice. I don't know. Hopefully it helps.
Well, it's going to be a fun time, and don't put too much pressure on having fun. Take one step at a time, one ride at a time. Because, when you're there, you're like, I got to do everything. I got to hit this and hit that.
Right.
When you do that, all you end up doing is jumping out of a boat and getting kicked out. So, careful. Careful there. So, we love you, might be. And if you have any other topics, or anyone has any topics, write down to panicattackingpodcast@gmail.com. We've had some nice emails, and we got one more topic we got through Twitter from our Patreon and Patreon of Seltzer, Ronnie Martinez. Let me just see what she got over here. And we're going to try, no promises, everybody. Okay, let me see here. Oops, I'm just looking at her whole feed right now. All right, that's not good. Let me see here. Oops, I'm not even on the Panic Attacking Twitter. I'm on my own. Okay, so, she also said she's excited to see us drink the water.
Oh, that's great.
Her and her son are gonna watch. So that's cool. Okay, here we go. Okay, so she wrote on Twitter, big anxiety problem for the pod. I'm going through menopause. I Google what it is, and it's just a list of symptoms that prepare you for death. I'm not going to wear a damn muumuu and start watching The View. You guys might have to consult Dr. Deb on this one. So I was thinking we could try to reach out to Dr. Deb, see. So we're gonna. So this is like when you're going through the airport and you have they need to do that strip search. So they have like a female. If you're a woman, they have a female officer come.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So we're going to try to get a female perspective here. Past guest, or past, she was a regular guest, Dr. Deb, who identity is unknown. We will, I'll try to reach out to her and see if she picks up. And if not, me and Steve will try to talk to you.
If she doesn't answer, you could call your mom.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So let's see. You hear it through the headphones?
I hear it through the headphones.
All right. Oh, maybe I got to turn it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dr. Deb, I'm here on the podcast.
Oh,
Remember that thing I texted you about?
right.
Do you have so we had a listener, Ronnie Martinez, going through menopause. I texted you if you had any thoughts or something. Do you have any advice for this woman? I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Hello?
Oh. Hey, I'm here.
All right.
I was just not prepared for your call.
Oh, I texted you, but all right. All right, we don't have to do this, I guess.
No, I can answer the question. I was just taken by surprise. That's
Oh,
all.
yeah. I just realized this isn't getting on the camera at all. All right. No, it'll get on the audio. Okay. All right.
Right.
Menopause.
Yes.
Menopause. We got a live caller here. We got a live caller. Menopause.
Right. So I'm not sure if the person is experiencing it at this time or anticipating.
Well, she said it was a
the
list of all she
change.
could find is a list of symptoms. What is it exactly happening? I don't know.
Oh, well, what exactly happens is a woman's estrogen level begins to decline, so they no longer ovulate,
Oh.
and they're no longer fertile. So they don't have to worry about pregnancy.
That's a plus. She already has a kid.
So, usually as a rule, you can say you're menopausal, or a woman can say they're menopausal if they no longer have a period for a year.
My God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so it's just a part of life, maybe, and I don't know.
Well, it's a big change because the woman cannot have children. So for some women, it's quite a challenge to adjust to. But estrogen is a hormone that is really protective. It helps contribute to strong bones and bone growth. It also can be a protective hormone for certain cancers. It's protective from dementia.
Oh God. So it's bad.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Well, it's not bad. It's really
Sounds horrible.
natural.
Could she take supplements or something?
Right. So what I would suggest is a woman that believes that she's going through menopause, you do want to go to the gynecologist and get a physical, because you want to be sure. They'll measure hormone levels and indicate if it's looking like the hormones are in decline and the person is approaching menopause. But the other thing with that is that some physicians will prescribe, or providers will prescribe, an estrogen supplement. And that estrogen supplement can help with decreasing the symptoms of menopause, but also help with some of those protective measures that, the estrogen was providing.
Okay.
Like the bone.
The bone and the dementia and the stuff. All right. Well, we got enough from you. Thank you so much, Dr. Deb. We got to go. We're running out of time. That was good, though. See the gynecologist to get the supplements.
But there's also natural supplements if a person is not able to go on estrogen.
I know you should eat.
Because
You should eat
estrogen
fast food chicken.
Supplements have their downside, and if a woman has their uterus, they want to be sure that they have estrogen and progesterone. They cannot take estrogen alone.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to go to gynecologists. But there are hormonal remedies that many women say are quite effective.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Dr. Deb. Thanks for being on the pod.
Thanks for checking in.
All right.
It's good to hear from you guys.
Okay.
bye.
We'll talk to you
Thank you,
later.
Dr.
Bye.
Deb.
Bye. 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 Oh my God, that was gross. Sorry, Ronnie.
And Dr. Deb.
And Dr. Deb. Dr. Deb was spitting all this. Oh, jeez. Do you hear that? Oh. All right. Well, I don't think we'll ever do that again.
What do you mean? It went so perfectly.
It was so perfect.
The guest was ready. You
The-
took-
The advice, was.
I thought the advice was good. I mean, it's never advice that you and I will have to take, but it's good for
true.
all our female listeners to know about that stuff, and definitely talk to people like Dr. Deb or a gynecologist, and not either one of us.
Yeah, and it sounds like you can fight this, Ronnie. I mean, I'm not saying you can
Not in court, but-
yeah, or in a ring, but with a ref
Or a chair.
or a chair. But it sounds like you take supplements and, try to minimize the effect it's going to have on your body. And you don't have to sit around eating moo-moos and Yoplait. You can, get these supplements.
Eating moo-moos.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what a moo-moo is. Moo-moo ice cream.
What does the cow say?
There was an ice cream place by me called Moo Moo's.
Oh, really?
Spelled M-O-O. It was pretty
good.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad ice cream.
Perfect.
All right, well, that sums it all up. It's going to be a nightmare to put together an editing. But
some of all fears. Excuse me.
But everybody, we got some plugs. We'll also do it at the beginning. I don't put the intro in the video, but we'll do the plugs. So I got a special plug. This might be new to you, or you might be on it.
I'm excited.
I'll be on the live Tuesdays with Stories at Fat Black on March 22nd. Are you on that?
No, I'm not. I'm gone.
Okay. Okay. So.
Oh, I'm not gone, but I'm not on it.
If you're in New York City, it's going to be the convergence of the worlds. And I get to call Mark. This is my line I'm going to have when I see Mark.
Oh boy.
I'm going to go, the summer me.
Huh?
From Seinfeld when George meets Jerry's other friend.
Yeah.
Because Jerry had him at summer camp. All right, maybe that's not going to go over well.
No, I think that you should try that.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm going to make sure I don't miss this.
And then also Omaha Funny Bone, March 11th and 12th. Albany Funny Bone, who a listener, Molly's already got her tickets. She got 4. She only has one other friend, so it's high stakes events. 25th and 26th, I'll be at Albany Funny Bone, and I'll be doing a string of shows in Michigan. Those dates will be finalized in a minute.
Beautiful. I will be on the road with Brian Regan this whole week that this comes out. I'll be in Oregon and California. You can see the specific places on Brian Regan's website. Then I'll be in Zanies in Nashville doing a local TV taping. That's on March 2nd. And then the album/special comes out May 6th.
Awesome, man. Big things up ahead for us, folks.
Yeah.
You're in on the early. You're one of the 50 viewers of our YouTube. We hope to expand that to 75. Well, the recent episode, the audio was a little jittery, so I changed it. So we had more views than we had, but
yeah,
that's what the excuse I'm going to go with. But see you, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, and good luck with the menopause.